Hello again, and welcome back to Illegally Cited. This is Jesse here, and I am back for hopefully the start of a new, shorter video series. I'm not quite sure what I'm going to call this just yet. Maybe accessibility highlights or something to that effect. But I wanted to give you guys a bonus video today because I recently got a pretty cool opportunity. What we're going to be doing in today's video is taking a look at the accessibility options in Wtach Dogs Legion. This is a game that is just coming out this week. I believe it's out tomorrow as I'm recording this, but I happen to be able to get a review copy a little bit early, got it last night. So thank you to the team at Ubisoft for offering to provide a review code. I do want to just give that disclaimer right up front here for everybody. Like I said before, most games on the channel I do purchase and cover on my own, but I will definitely let you know if and when I get either products or games or apps or whatever provided to me by someone like a developer or something like that. So this is kind of what I'm going to do, is I'm going to be starting a series for upcoming and maybe going back to some existing games that I think do offer a pretty good variety of accessibility options. Not doing a full spotlight video. I will still probably be doing that at some point here in the near future for Wtach Dogs Legion. But I do want to give you guys a short accessibility overview video if you are considering you're interested in a game and you want to know, can I play this as a low vision user, a blind user, or someone with any disability? You know, I'll try to give you an overview of some of the accessibility features in mainstream games. So there'll be a little bit of gameplay, but primarily we're going to dive into the accessibility features, in this case of Wtach Dogs Legion. This is the PC version. I am playing it through the Uplay service because that's how I was provided the key, and so I am running the day one patch version that you guys are all going to be getting tomorrow. And this, like I said, this is the PC version. Uplay, it's actually becoming Ubisoft Connect here right now, or at some point in the very near future. So I'm going to hit B here. I'm in the open world. I have not played a whole lot of this yet. I've only done a mission or two so far. But I've gotten a rough idea of how a lot of the base accessibility features work, and some of my concerns that I had when playing this game. Because when I saw this a couple E3s ago, I was really blown away at conceptually some of the things that they were going to try to do. Like, all these people that you see in this environment potentially can be recruited as a DedSec member to, you know, go after the man, essentially, and you can pretty much turn any of these people potentially into player characters. So I've got my first guy right here, and if I hit pause,
resume, button B back,
notice that we do have text-to-speech for the menus. And the cool thing is, once you start up the game right away, before even going into gameplay, they offer you a few kind of accessibility features right off the bat before even getting to the main menu. So you can turn menu narration text-to-speech on or off. You can adjust subtitles, you can adjust, there's a brightness thing. I don't remember what all options are there, but like, they give you a good, probably 8-10 options that you can customize right away, even before getting into Wtach Dogs Legion proper. So
options,
I've used both
back,
the mouse and keyboard, and I'm kind of thinking so far that I'm going to be playing this primarily with the Xbox One controller, just because I think this is kind of a controller-friendly game with the way some of the controls and driving and all that kind of stuff works. So we'll see, but I've tried it a little bit with both. and I'm using the controller right now.
Resume. Options.
Let's go into options
Button B
in a
back.
second.
Tutorials. Ubisoft Connect. Quit to main menu. Tutorials. Options.
So let's go under options because I do
Button.
want to show you a bunch of
Gameplay.
stuff that's here.
Modify game difficulty, camera settings, and input modes.
So
Button
it's
B back.
reading you the
Mouse and keyboard. Gameplay.
gameplay, but then it's
Modify
reading
game
you the
difficulty,
tips
camera
as
settings,
well,
and input modes.
which I appreciate. Let's
Button
go in
B
there
back.
briefly.
Gameplay. Single player difficulty. Easy.
Okay.
Permadeath mode. Off. When permadeath is enabled, operatives will die after taking lethal damage and be permanently removed from the game. The game ends if all operatives are unavailable. Permadeath can be disabled in options, but can't be enabled again for the same playthrough. Notes. Does not affect multiplayer games.
Right. So
Permadeath won't be active
this
until
was
the
something I
mission
was
reporting
curious
for
about.
duty is completed.
They had talked
Button
about
Y
it
reset to
in
defaults.
some of the early coverage,
Button B
and
back.
originally I thought that's what it was going to be, is just you had to play with permadeath, where if one of your agents dies, they're done. But now they're like, though I have that turned off, so if they die, they're just going to be out of commission, probably in a hospital for a certain period of time, and then they will be usable eventually.
Camera centering. Off. Choose whether or not the camera automatically adjusts to the direction of the character's movement.
Now this
Button
would
Y
be really
reset to
helpful, I think,
defaults.
for mobility
Button
users, so
B
you don't
back.
have to keep babysitting the right analog stick.
Melee mode. Press.
So there's a
Select the
lot
melee
of
mode.
different customizations here
The
for
character performs
different
one strike
types of
after each button
actions.
X press.
A hold or a press.
Climbing mode. Hold. Select hacking mode. Hold. Sprinting mode. Hold. Select the sprinting mode. Walking
So
mode. Hold.
all of these I can
Select
choose
the
to
walking
hold
mode. Note.
when I want to do it, which is
Option
what
only
it is by
affects
default
inputs
and what
for
I have
mouse
it
and
now.
keyboard. Button Y reset
But
to
it
defaults.
also, I can just toggle them
Button
on
B
and
aiming
off.
mode. Hold.
Again,
Select
I know
the
a
aiming
lot of
mode.
people, if
Toggle.
especially if they have
Press
like
left trigger
have
to
trouble hitting multiple
Press the
buttons
button
or
again to
holding
stop
something
aiming.
for a prolonged period
Hold.
of time.
Hold left trigger to
All
aim.
of these are going to be very welcome
Release the button to
accessibility
stop
features
aiming.
for people.
Weapon wheel mode. Hold.
So we have hold or
Select
toggle,
the weapon wheel mode. Emote wheel mode.
emotes,
Hold.
weapons, running,
Select the
climbing,
emote wheel mode. Single player
hacking,
difficulty.
and there we go. There's
Gameplay. Mouse and keyboard.
Mouse and keyboard.
Customize
you can
controls.
customize the controls, which
Review
is
and
great.
modify. Look sensitivity.
Got look sensitivity,
50%. Aim sensitivity.
aim
50%.
sensitivity. That's when you're in aiming
Adjust
mode,
the
holding
camera's
down
sensitivity
or toggling
for
the
aiming.
left trigger.
Button
or
Y
right
reset
mouse
to
button.
defaults. Mouse acceleration. Off.
Yep, I
Adjust
usually,
the mouse
I
acceleration.
don't like mouse acceleration.
Invert
usually.
X-axis.
Invert
off.
for all you crazy people
Invert
out there.
mouse X. Invert Y-axis.
No,
Hacking
no.
aim assist. 55%.
Now this was default.
Adjust the
but
hacking aim assist.
Hacking
The higher the value,
assist.
the bigger the selection zone of the assist.
So I
Button
haven't
Y
really
reset to
done.
defaults.
I've done a weird
Button
little
B
hacking
back.
thing where you like turn these little, rounded like gates sort of a thing. I've done that a little bit, but I'm guessing there's other sort of hacking that I haven't run into just yet. But you do have. There's a couple of different types of hacking assists.
Keyboard layout. Hacking aim assist. Keyboard layout. Auto. Steering response. 40%.
Okay, so we got
Driving
steering
camera
level.
centering. 87%. Driving camera sensitivity.
So there's
50%.
tons of
Adjust the
HUD
camera
and UI
steering curve. Acceleration
and control
sensitivity.
stuff. That's cool.
50 deceleration sensitivity.
Wow.
Car heading auto centering.
I didn't even go down all this far
Off.
last night on
Adjust
all
the
these
level
options.
at rear axle auto centering.
Dang,
Customize
man.
controls.
There's
Mouse
even more
and
here than
keyboard.
I thought.
Gamepad.
So we
Modify
got gamepad
control scheme.
options.
Review and modify. Invert camera X-axis. Invert camera Y-axis. Invert X-axis. Invert Y-axis. Vibration. Look sensitivity. Aim sensitivity. Aim snap. Aim magnetism. Default. Aim snap. Default.
So
Adjust how strongly the camera snaps onto
you can
targets when
snap
entering aim
to
mode.
an enemy, and
Note:
there's, I forget, there's
this
another
option
one
has
here.
no impact when the accessibility option aim lock on is set to on.
Okay.
Button Y
right.
reset
So
to
there's
defaults.
aim lock on
Button B
and
back.
aim
snap.
snap.
Default.
So
adjust how strongly the camera snaps onto targets when entering aim mode. Note: this option has no impact when the accessibility option aim lock on is set to on. Aim magnetism.
Because aim snap
Default.
is sort of like
foot
in Call of Duty
sensitivity.
where you just hit the left trigger
0%.
and it kind of snaps to
adjust movement sensitivity when on foot. Driving on foot sensitivity. Driving sensitivity. Drone sensitivity. Spider sensitivity. Control.
So you have different sensitivities for all the different
modify
types
controller
of
layout.
control.
Action HUD.
Now this
Select
is cool. There's a couple
reticle.
things I like under here.
On. Toggle the reticle. On.
So you get the
toggle
reticle.
Reticle style. Circle.
And you notice
select
that
visual
where
style
possible,
of the aiming reticle. Button
it
Y reset
shows
to defaults.
the
Button B back.
It shows the style. So
dot.
I can have it a dot,
circle,
a circle,
reflex sights,
sight, cross,
dot, circle.
I kind of I'm digging
Button
the circle
reset to
with the
defaults.
dot in it, so that's working
Button
pretty
B
well
back.
for me.
Reticle color.
And you can even choose
white.
the color.
Reticle enemy color.
You can do can do the enemy reticle
switches
color.
the color
so
of a reticle when it's hovering
red,
over an enemy.
Default.
Reticle size.
And even the reticle
130%.
size, which is really nice.
Changes the
because if you
reticle
have trouble
size.
seeing it,
Button Y
God,
reset
you can
to
make
defaults.
it bigger. I wish more games would
Button
have
B
that.
back.
Kudos there.
Hacking reticle. On.
So there's
toggle the display of the hacking
you
reticle
what
that
your
appears
hacking
when aiming
reticle
at
is gonna
hackable
look
targets.
like.
Hacking reticle color. White. Hacking reticle size.
Again, 100%. I can choose the
100%.
size of it.
Adjust the size of a reticle that highlights your hacking. 101%. 100%.
Okay, I'm going to leave it at 100% for now, but
show HUD.
you can change it.
On.
I can show
toggle
or
the
hide
display
the HUD
of all
altogether.
HUD elements. Auto targeting line. On.
Auto targeting.
Toggle the
so
display
this is
of the auto targeting line which appears between the operative and the target. Button
right.
Y reset
so
to defaults.
Oftentimes that's for hacking
Button
and stuff.
GPS. On.
Now this is a
toggle
wonderful
the display
thing.
of the
Remember,
GPS overlay which shows the GPS direction.
Remember
Button Y
open
reset to
world
defaults.
games where I talked about Red
Button B
Faction
back.
Guerrilla, Saints Row the Third. This is another game that has these giant glowy arrows on the ground when you put a waypoint in your car. Extremely helpful so you don't have to look at the mini-map. When you're low vision, very, very helpful.
Blood effects.
Blood
on.
effects, of course we got to have
hostile
those.
direction. On.
Hostile direction. This
toggle
is great
the display
for
of
both
hostile
vision
direction
and hearing
arrows which
impaired,
appear
knowing where
around
you're
a
being
character.
shot
In-world
from.
icons.
Okay,
on.
in-world icons.
Toggle the
showing
display
you what
of the
you can
in-world
interact
icons.
with.
Minimap.
Minimap, I don't like it.
Toggle the display
but
of the
sometimes I
minimap.
might have to use it, so I
Note.
keep it for now.
Gadgets and weapons. On. Profiler.
So look at all the nice
on.
stuff you have
Full
here.
hack. On. Quick hack. On. Pursued. On. Enemy health. On.
Okay, so you
enemy
see the
detection.
enemy health, enemy detection.
On.
Okay.
Scanning highlights.
So you can turn
on.
all of this
toggle
stuff
the
off,
display of the object
or
outlines.
be
Connected
super,
players.
super customized
HUD.
on what all the stuff that
Select
you want to
which
do.
video.
Video,
Modify
I'm not
display
going to go
and
into there right
online.
now.
Audio and online. Audio and language. Accessibility.
And then they have a separate accessibility menu. I do want to
narration.
go through this really quick
Color
with you
blind.
guys.
Menu narration.
Menu
on.
narration on. And they
Enable
do some
text to
great
speech to
things
allow
here,
voice
too.
narration. Color blindness mode.
Got a color blindness
Off.
modes.
Aim lock on. On.
Aim lock on. I
Toggles
tried it
aim
off,
lock on when on
and I
foot in
tried it
story
on.
mode.
I don't yet know which
Note.
I prefer. I
Replaces
haven't
aim
played
assist.
it as far into the game
Button
to
Y
know
reset
for sure
to defaults. Simplified puzzles. Off.
Yet. This is cool because
When
if
enabled,
you don't want to play
rotating
these,
a node of a network bypass puzzle will automatically
Yeah.
set the node to its correct position.
that's cool.
Note.
Depending on how
Does
well
not
I can
apply to
see
nodes
those
with
mini
multiple
games
correct
or how well I can
positions.
do with them, I may.
Button
I
Y
may
reset
look
to
at this.
defaults. Camera effects. On.
So again,
Choose
people,
whether or not camera effects, e.g. shaky cam and screen
a
distortion from
lot of
drunk
people
state
have
or
trouble
gas
with this
grenades,
stuff,
are
especially
displayed.
like sensory overload.
This will also
or the
disable
screen
controller
shake.
feedback from the
That's
text chat to speech.
really nice. Text chat
Off.
to speech.
Text to voice chat.
Text to voice.
Text to speech
chat.
volume.
And now for text to speech, I can
100%.
actually do the text to speech
Adjust the volume. Text to speech voice.
Voice I
Male.
can do male or female.
Select
it defaults
narrator
to
voice
female.
type. Text to
I'll
speech
show you the
rate.
female.
Text to
Female.
There's your
Button
female
text
voice.
to speech volume. Text to speech voice.
I kind of like the male a
Male.
little bit better.
Text to speech rate.
Just Microsoft David.
Normal.
Now,
Adjust the speed of
I'm
text
glad
narration.
they have text
Button
to
Y
speech
reset
rate
to defaults.
here.
Button B
I
back.
do wish, however, that you had a little bit more control over it. Right now you have like slow, medium, and fast. So if I go to fast,
Fast. Button Y reset to defaults. Button B back.
I can understand that, but I kind of wish that I had maybe like 100% slider where I could go in between like maybe I would say 5 and 10% intervals, because I can totally understand this, but if I'm in the heat of battle and there's a lot of other audio going on, I kind of wish I could have it a little bit slower than what it is right here.
Text to speech voice. Male. Select text to speech rate. Fast.
But
Adjust the
not
speed of text
as
narration.
slow. Like
Button Y reset to default.
normal
Normal.
is a
Button
bit
Y
slow.
reset to
Normal
defaults.
is slow for me.
Button
So
B back.
to be able to, again, having a slider maybe in 5 to 10% increments, to 100%, I think that would be ultimately better because it would give you more granularity, and I think that would work for a lot more people. But I mean, the fact that they offer text-to-speech rate at all is a great start, and I'm definitely glad they do that, because as I was starting to explore the menus and accessibility, I thought that it was going to be, I'm like, boy, this is a little slow, and thankfully they had the option to speed it up.
Speech to text. Off.
Okay, so there's accessibility. So there is your
Options.
accessibility. Now, there's a couple other things I really want to show you quickly. I'm going to hit the back
Map.
button.
Left trigger, right
Now,
trigger, zoom.
I will mention
Button
right
A
now
set
that
waypoint.
this
Button B back.
Wtach Dogs Legion is not totally blind accessible. I don't think that I would go that far, because getting around the open world, knowing exactly where enemies and items are, I don't know that there's enough audio cues to do that, and the GPS doesn't really have like an audio equivalent. But you do have, which I'll show you, there is an auto driving mode. If you set a waypoint, you can enable auto drive and then leave it up to the AI to do that for you. But it is kind of slow from what I've seen so far. The other problem is the map screen. It tells me, let me back out again and let me go to the map.
Map. Left trigger, right trigger, zoom. Button A set waypoint.
So it tells
Button B
you
back.
the controls tips, but if I move over any of these waypoint options, it does not read them to me. So I do have to look at those visually, and even if they did speak, I know like it would be really easy for a totally blind person to miss, especially when you get a map that's a lot of cluttered waypoints. Having an ability to like use your D-pad to snap sequentially between these events and even filter them between like main mission objectives, side objectives, shops and bases, that kind of a thing. So, there's definitely a lot more work that could be done to the map screen.
Missions.
But if I do
Light A spark.
if I
mission
hit the map, or if I hit the L and
Left
R
trigger, right trigger, zoom.
bumpers,
Missions.
I love that it
Light A
speaks me the
spark.
active mission
Mission objectives.
and my objective.
Disrupt
So
Albion
this does
propaganda.
speak.
Tech.
Tech, these are
Infiltrators.
upgrades
Gadgets.
that I can
Gadgets.
eventually unlock.
Gadgets.
These do read,
Infiltrator Spiderbot.
so I have one of
Acquired.
these.
A stealth-based Spiderbot capable of performing non-lethal takedowns. Locked.
I love
Adds
it.
double jump and sprint capabilities.
All right, so
Locked.
I can read that.
Team. Jadzia Wojcik.
There is
Rugby
my
player.
team.
Completed a marathon with broken ankle.
Mhm.
Physically fit.
So there's traits
Take
that
less
everybody
damage.
has.
Weapons.
Tells me what traits,
LTL
what
68P.
weapons, and if
Gadget.
I hit the right stick,
Recruited into DedSec by Sabina Brandt.
I get a lot more
DedSec
information,
helped their
like
family
their
gain
kind of
political
relatives,
asylum.
any real notes about them.
Demographics.
If I arrow,
Physically fit. Gabriel Issa. Tattoo artist. Deadly vigilante known as the Viper.
So all of
MP5
this stuff
silence.
does read.
Harriet Park professional cosplayer.
Huh?
Expert hacker known as the Lynx.
Cool.
Viral hacking.
Got a hacker.
Jadzi, Jory Martins.
So there's my
Veteran.
team that I have so far.
Elite. Data. Buccaneer. Floppy disk.
Now these are cool
News
because
Buccaneer.
I can always I can look at all of these different. These are audio notes.
The bug.
And even
Floppy
this
disk.
one that's just a floppy disk.
News Keys was a game released by the
gives me the
London-based
background, so
Brickplay
it does
software
all of this
store.
interface stuff. It does
Featured
read.
offers. Digital Night Bundle.
Oh, okay, so
cosmetic bundles.
I haven't looked into
Button
this
Y
yet.
season
but
pass.
It is reading like
Button
okay,
Y
if I want to
redeem
get the
code.
season pass, I could.
Boosters.
Boosters.
WD
sure.
credits. Operatives. Clothing.
I'm not going to go into any of this
Map.
right now, but and now we're back to
Left
the map.
trigger,
So
right
before
trigger,
we
zoom.
wrap up this video, I do want to
Button
show
A set
you
waypoint.
a couple of
Button B
in-game
back.
things. So I am going to set a waypoint. Oh, I don't know, just somewhere, anywhere, doesn't matter. I'm going to hit A. So I've got a waypoint. I should have. I think this is the car that I can go in. Hopefully they won't get mad at me. Let me in. All right, so now you notice, I love when you turn a corner, it goes from being flat on the ground to arcing up to the side, so it's much easier to see the arrow instead of just being flat. So let's zip around to the left here. And again, we're in London, so we have to drive on the left side of the road. Believe me, that's taken me some time to get used to, and I'm still not quite used to it yet. But look at how nice, even during the day, those lines just stand out. I think even better than they did in something like Rage 2. Because you had this sort of similar effect, but it wasn't quite as... It wasn't, the contrast was not near as good. Now I'm going to get out of my car here. I'm just going to pull over. And I am going to try and... Let's see, I need to find... Let's see, can I... So, here's the one disappointment that I do have. This game is huge on hacking. You can look at people's profiles. I can hack vehicles. Look at this person. I can find out about them. And in the menu screen, this stuff reads. But in the world, if I'm trying to figure out what type of person I might want to recruit, I have to look at them visually. So this guy, I have to look at their name. Again, the text is not terribly small. It is okay, but I could see, especially when I am in an actual mission environment where I'm hacking traps or doors or hacking anything. What the heck, man? You pushing me, punk?
Am I the only one seeing this? Turn around and exit the area right now.
Why? What did I do?
Hey, come
You
on,
punk?
no need for that.
Okay, so as I was so rudely interrupted there, you know, in a fast mission where I'm either trying to be stealthy or I'm trying to hack something in a combat situation, I could see this being a little difficult to be able to look at the environment and also keep track of seeing all these different things that I can hack. So again, I could look at this person here. I can see some basic information about them. I do wish, now especially this being
Resume. Button B back.
especially this being a tech-focused game. It is so focused on hacking and computers and just tech in general. This would be a really good opportunity to extend the text-to-speech past the menus and have it optionally available during gameplay. Maybe, I mean, for sure for accessibility, but even you could even get by with it for you know, someone who is fully sighted and just wants it to be immersive. You know, maybe just like you can have your driving directions in your car GPS if you want to look at the map visually, or if you want turn-by-turn voiced directions. A lot of people will have the turn-by-turn voiced directions turned on because it's easier for them to watch the road. So I could turn a switch on to say, when I focus and try to bring up my hacking tool on an item or person in the environment, I would love to have the option for those to be spoken in world. So the main two areas for text-to-speech narration, I would love to see the map improved, and I would love to see the in-world hacking interfaces, because I was afraid that was not, like, I'm glad that menus speak. Very, very much welcome. But in the in-world stuff, I was kind of afraid that we wouldn't probably get that quite that far yet. But again, I do think, yes, there's room for improvement, but Ubisoft has made huge improvements. I tried the first Watch Dogs, found it rather difficult to play. They've added a lot of visual and audio accessibility features. While the game is not fully blind accessible as a low vision user, I think this is going to be a lot easier for more people to play, because you have that extra bit of larger UI or customization, crosshairs, and the text-to-speech. And there's a boatload of other things for deaf and hard of hearing, motor impairment, physical impairment, cognitive. You can turn different UI things on and off, all that different stuff. So this is not a spotlight video. I will definitely do more of a gameplay-centered spotlight video for Wtach Dogs Legion. But I did want to get, especially since I was able to get a review code a little bit early, again, thank you to Ubisoft for providing that to me. Since I had the opportunity, and since they did include so many accessibility features, I did want to get a bonus video out for you guys today for anyone who is wondering about the accessibility and whether they would be able to play the game. And I think I lied. I think the game is out technically on Friday, and I keep thinking it's Thursday today. So anyway, I do hope you guys enjoyed this video. I may have one other game that I might be able to cover in a similar fashion, but I can't say anything just yet at the moment. So you may be able to look forward to something similar in the very near future. And I will, like I said, return to this for a spotlight video, and I will try to be doing more of these accessibility highlight videos going forward for future games, and then even highlighting some current games that I think people may want to pay attention to, may want to go back and take a look at. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please give it a like if you did. Let me know what you thought. Subscribe to the channel if you have not done so already. Lots of accessibility related content here. You can follow me on Twitter at BGFH79, twitch.tv/illegally-cited, illegally-cited.com, and of course right here on YouTube. So hope you guys found this helpful, and until next time, I will chat with you guys again later.